So, you know what to say now?
Yeah.
Hello, Waffles! Isn't it interesting that we're wearing the same outfits for this week's session as we did for last week's red wine session?
That is true. We are gonna taste the 4 white wine and the same single grape variety.
Yeah. And it's obvious what it is.
And then even before we do this, though, we're going to look at the color and a quick sniff and see what we think.
Yeah. They are from 2 different countries.
2 countries and 1 variety.
The variety is so obvious. So on the nose.
Right?
Let's just quickly go through what we found on the nose and then we can start tasting.
Yeah.
Grape variety, Patrick.
Chardonnay.
Yeah.
You're so quick.
No, because it's really obvious. Okay, let's taste. Can we taste now?
You can taste.
Okay.
I was busy with pouring and camera setting and then...
It's piss poor, number 4. Oh, sorry, it's not very good.
We'll see what it's like in the palate. Sometimes, you know, a wine tastes better than it smells.
Yeah.
The prices again?
2 between 10 and 20. So about 15.
Mm-hmm.
And then one in the 20s and another one in the 30s.
Mm-hmm.
What is happening?
It's a fucking abomination.
Which one? The last
one.
Unfucking believable.
Yeah. See,
My comment. Horribile.
yeah. Sweet entry, oak.
Yeah, it's
Sickening.
the absolute. It's what we talked about with the red wines. It's the godless man.
Really terrible. It deletes all your appetite, right?
It does. It just sucks the life out of you. So we are going to shit on some of these wines.
Yes!
But but that's being said, you know,
I love that moment.
but I judge the Chardonnays, tend to judge them fairly harshly because when it's done right, top quality Burgundy, top quality Chablis are among the greatest white wines of the world. That said, when these abominations take place, they're among my least favorite wines. Similarly, when we were talking about Cabernet Sauvignon, I am apt to criticize a lot of the inexpensive or moderately priced Cabernet Sauvignons, or expensive ones, in large part because top quality Cabernet Sauvignon is one of my favorite grapes and is one of the greatest wine grapes in the world.
Absolutely.
Who wants to do wine number 1?
I cannot help it because I love, especially when you shit on something. It's quite rare and I love it.
So this first wine was the deepest color of all the wines. So medium plus yellow. There's tea, lemon, a little bit of butter, and oak on the nose. On the palate, I also got some oatmeal, which can be a characteristic of Chardonnay. It's a bit hot, excessive amounts of this rancid butter. A rich wine, finished, the length of flavor is for a pretty long period of time. So it's a barrel fermented Chardonnay, meaning that they do the fermentation not in a tank, but in an oak barrel. It didn't need as much malolactic as it got, didn't need as much oak as it got. I thought the underlying fruit was pretty good quality. This is California.
I'm with Patrick. It's got some elements of quality to it. To me, this is California.
For what it is, it's done reasonably well.
Okie dokie wine. Wine number 1, Kendall Jackson.
KJ.
Vintner's Reserve.
Wow, they've improved it. Used to be recipe winemaking.
2017.
It was always sweet and horrible. That's not bad at all. How much is that one?
This one is 14.
Yeah, I think it would be around that. I'm surprised. They've improved it a lot.
Good news.
Good news.
Yeah. And number 2, Peter, please.
More or less the same color as the other one. A definite yellow, some leg. Quiet, but some quality there. Forward. On the palate was where the big difference was. Some oak, but better balanced. Hazelnuts. That's a successful one.
In the end, I'm going to ask you to pick one best and one worst.
That's my best.
All right.
And I'm not telling you again.
All right, thank you. Thank you for your kindness, Peter.
I agree with Peter. Nice fruit. There's elegance there. There's some oak, but it's in the background. There's some complexity, good length. It was nice.
Peter likes it too.
I like it too.
All right, number 2, Au Bon Climat.
Amazing.
Santa Barbara County. 2018.
Santa Barbara County is a paradox. It's one of the furthest south winemaking areas in the state of California, but it is also a cooler climate area than most of Napa and much of Sonoma.
It can be because there are 2 or 3
Two valleys,
east-west facing valleys and funnels the
Cold air.
cold air in. How much is that one?
It's 16.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Yeah, very nice one.
I'm glad to hear that. It's rare to hear you say
No, it's
Very
a
nice.
very nice one.
Hold on, we have to talk about it first.
that is true.
Wine number 3.
Yeah, you were opening a wine number 3.
I didn't open it.
Okay, Patrick first,
Yeah,
right?
medium yellow color. I got tea and lemon. Of the first 3 wines, this is the freshest. Had the nicest acidity, bright fruit, moderate alcohol, lively, creamy, long. I was in Burgundy with this one.
I wasn't definitely in Burgundy, I was definitely in France. I found it a bit harsh on my throat, but definitely an old world approach to winemaking.
Wine number 3.
Chablis.
Chablis.
18.
Joseph Trois.
18 is a very warm vintage.
Yeah.
And so I thought about Chablis here. I just thought it was too ripe for Chablis.
I don't have a problem with going to the Macon. That's what I do when I don't pick up any oak, but I can't find Chablis.
Yes.
I go to the Macon. Also, Drouin, you have to remember, yes, he's making wine in Chablis, but he's not Chablisian.
I like the wine.
I like the wine.
Peter, you're up for the last one.
This one was absolutely horrible. This is Horrible New World California Chardonnay. Piss poor shit.
But expensive piss poor shit.
The Chablis was how much?
It's 26.
So this is the wine in the 30s.
So there's a wine in the 30s here, which has to be this last one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
And I am 100% on board with you. Over oaked, over this, over that. But again, the new oak barrels cost money, though I wouldn't drink that.
Soapy, ML, up the gazoo,
Yeah.
unbalanced.
And you can't have that with food. The only food you could have that with would be some burnt steak over oak.
If you were having it with crackers, it would spoil the fucking crackers. Why's that funny?
It's true, though.
It is true, but it is so true, so I can't help laughing.
Yeah. Paying more money for a bottle of wine is sometimes, it's counterintuitive that the winemaker has done nasty things to it, subjected it to more oak, and is trying to extract a very large price out of somebody.
It worries me that it's a half bottle.
Yeah, if it was a full bottle, then it would cost 30.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah.
But I paid only $18.
And that was a smart move because you had a sense it was going to be crepe.
Not only that, in this particular instance, less is more.
Yeah, less is more. Yeah.
Oh, why am I not surprised? Ooh, I didn't.
Rombauer.
I keep telling my friends, Rombauer is the in wine for the jet set, the in wine for the yuppies. And I keep telling them, guys, give me a break. And this is the proof. We did it blind.
It's sort of a cocktail style of wine.
Spoiling cocktail, right?
Spoiling cocktail, yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad you put this in there. It validates a whole lot of really bad shit I've been saying about this wine.
Both of you have never said anything good about Rombauer, and I wanted to check
This
it.
was blind, right?
Yeah,
that was by far my worst score.
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah.
And the surprise for me was a Bon Climat. I'm really happy to drink this.
Yeah.
I'm also impressed at KJ. They have so improved this wine.
Yeah. For a very large scale production, that's a good wine.
It's amazing that they had the balls to change their style because it was a million case brand. I wonder if it still is.
I'm sure it still is.
So I'm impressed with the American wines except for the Rombauer.
So what is your most favorite wine?
Yeah, I prefer the ABC.
Yeah.
This is also a good price to buy American Chardonnay because when you give them more money, they use more new oak.
Yep. It's true.
So they actually make better wine for less money,
Like this.
I've had lots of Rombauer, but it's never been that bad. This is a really bad bottle of Rombauer.
So
Normally I found Rombauer to be recipe winemaking, but very adequate. I find that wine to be obnoxious.
Well, it's very heavy-handed.
Yeah.
Probably they are evolving too.
Yeah. No, it's called devolving.
Devolving.
Devolving is when you have evolution in the opposite direction.
Devolving is a scientific term for going round and round in ever tightening circles until you fly up your own asshole. That's what devolving
I
is.
thought you were saying going round and round until you go right down the toilet.
But you haven't picked the worst one yet.
Oh, the worst one.
That was
It's obvious.
No contest.
No contest. The worst
No
one is the most
contest.
expensive one.
All right, so that was all for today.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Then don't forget to subscribe and leave a like.
One
Yeah,
like.
Not 2 likes because they cancel each other out. Just 1.
Exactly. Thanks. Thanks, Peter.
I've never liked Rombauer, but I've never hated it until today.
이럴 땐 이 와인 네이버 밴드로 놀러 오시면 와인을 잘 몰라도 편하고 싸게 사실 수 있도록 제가 많이 도와드립니다. 다들 만족하시고 좋아하시더라고요.